There's me. Wait. Nope. There's me.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
So the reason why I'm doing this video today is because today is the anniversary of when I was shipped off to basic training a year ago. So because of that, I'm going to talk about what it's like to be a musician at basic training. So I'm even wearing my platoon shirt from basic training, you know what I'm saying? Before I dive in to what it was like to be a musician at basic, I'm just gonna kind of give you a real quick overview of just what we did at basic training. And since I don't have any pictures or videos really, I mean, there's very few from the whole thing. I'm just gonna use some of my best artwork to show what it was like, just very quick. Okay, so you first get there, you step off the bus, everything's all happy, and then all of a sudden they just start throwing all this equipment on top of you, and you're like, oh gosh, what's happening? And before you know it, they shave off your hair. You begin this whole in-processing process called reception, and it's where they give you a whole bunch of shots that really hurt. You sit around reading material that you have to study up on and memorize, waiting in lines for more equipment and uniforms. It's just really long. It lasts about a week. And then finally you get to the actual basic training part, and they start off with this thing called shark attack. The drill sergeants come out and just swarm you like sharks basically. They come out and they yell at you, you have all your equipment, they tell you to dump it all out on the ground, and the whole purpose of this whole thing is just to make you feel completely overwhelmed. They throw out a whole bunch of verbal insults just trying to make you cry. I did not. And then you do a whole bunch of cool activities. You get to scale down a 40-foot wall. You gotta go to a gas chamber and deal with tear gas and breathe it in for like a few seconds. Here's an actual picture of me. Snot. You learn how to shoot a rifle, do a ton of PT, push-ups, sit-ups, running. You get to throw grenades, which is actually pretty fun. I had to sleep outside on the ground in the middle of the forest in just a sleeping bag. And then I graduated. Woo. So basic training can be really hard, kind of fun at times, stressful, weird. It's meant to be all that. As a musician, going into basic training, a lot of people may say, you know, like, well, a military band job, like, that's not for me because I gotta go through basic training. Once you get to your actual music job, it's awesome. It really is. And yes, you gotta go through 3 months of basic training, and it's gonna be rough for a while. But just remember the end goal. You gotta push through all that to get to your actual job, and then it's awesome. The most important thing I can say about basic training, just getting through, is get out of basic training in the minimum required time. So that means do not get injured. You do not want to be there any more time than you already are. You want to get to your job. But like I said, just don't get hurt. Try not to get sick. If you do get sick, tough it out as long as you can, unless you're just like about to die. Just watch your footing, watch your hands. You know, for percussionist, I was always watching what I was doing with my hands. It's also very important, eat healthy. Just eat healthy as much as you possibly can. Now, I'm not like the picture of health. I love my desserts. I love pizza and burgers, whatever, all that kind of stuff. For me, I lost 10 pounds just because of my eating habits changed from normal life to basic. So yeah, as a musician, you're not really gonna be doing anything music related for 3 months, and that's gonna be tough. Now I know in some other branches of the military, I've heard that if you're a musician during basic training that you might have times where you actually get to go play your instrument or go practice for a little bit. That is not the case for the Army, at least for me and other people I've talked to. That was the longest time I have not played ever in my entire life. So what I kind of did to keep me fresh on my skills without having anything really to practice was I wrote music a lot. You know, I just had my notebook and I would just write snare drum music. I even wrote a solo. That's really how I kind of just kept thinking about time, rhythms, music. A lot of times I would just kind of daydream. That would kind of help me think about things like, oh, I can't wait to see my family, my girlfriend. I mean, like, you gotta be thinking about things that are just gonna keep you going. Anyway, this whole video is all to say, you know, if you've never considered military music as an option for a career, think again. It's really a fantastic career option. It's a great job, and you get to work with fantastic musicians day in and day out. Don't let a little thing like basic training scare you away from a possible awesome career. So because this is the anniversary of me going off to basic training a year ago, I'm actually going to publicly issue a challenge to myself. And now I've never claimed to be athletic. I'm not really that healthy. But while I was at basic, I got pretty in shape for, 28-year-old guy who's not really athletic. I consider that my peak of athleticism. My challenge to myself is starting today, July 17th, between July 17th and October 1st, when I got out of basic training, my goal is to improve upon everything that I did at basic. Basically just be physically stronger. That is my challenge. And then I'll come back here October 1st or whatever, and I'm gonna hopefully proudly say that I accomplished those goals. I'm hoping. And if I don't, then I will also acknowledge that. And you guys can throw tomatoes and rotten cabbage at me, or chocolate. So don't be freaked out. Take an audition. If you win, yeah, you'll go to basic training, but you will survive just like all the other musicians out there. So, yeah,